Good afternoon. Welcome to CGTN Live with Dean Yang. I'm standing in the campus of Xiamen University. The reason that I'm here today are two. First, the city Xiamen is going to host the upcoming BRICS Summit. And some of the summit's volunteers are from this university. And the second is that this campus is believed to be the most beautiful in China. I mean, just looking around, there's a football team training in the football couch, and believe it or not, across the street over there, maybe you can see with the camera, it's the ocean, the sea. I mean, it takes you about just 3 or 2 seconds to walk across the street, and then you will find yourself standing on the beach. If that is not the most beautiful thing, well, I'm just jealous of the students studying and living here. Well, speaking of the students, there are more than 40,000 students in 4 campuses of the university, and 3 of them in Xiamen, and the other one is in Malaysia. And talking about this university, and it's also famous for being the first university that is founded by overseas Chinese leader Tang Ka-ki, and also it's the first university in China that's established a overseas campus. And if you look at the left side of me, you can see the building. It's a very interesting design. Like the roof is typical Chinese architecture, whereas maybe along the way you can find a similar construction of the same style. I've been told that this design is special because its architect would like its students to kind of model on this way of designing, to harness not just the traditional Chinese way of life, but also to understand, to comprehend the wisdom of the world, of other civilizations. And like I mentioned, for today's live stream, and with the CGTN, you can find us on our CGTN's Facebook account, and also our application if you download that from the Apple Store or Android Store. And also you can find us on Chinese Weibo microblog and Twitter as well. I'd like you to tune in because along the way of today's trip, I will be talking to some volunteers for the summit. And we will asking them questions about the summit, about the BRICS countries. And also, because this is the most beautiful campus in China, I would certainly want to know more about how students living here and studying here think about their campus. And also, the BRICS Summit is an international event. I'd like to know more about the globalization, and from an angle that's about education. How the developing country like the BRICS countries develop its education and try to establish an international reputation for its education to spread its culture overseas. And as a matter of fact, just in 2007, actually this last month in July, this BRICS Education Minister Summit, and they issued a statement promoting BRICS countries' education, culture exchange, and so forth. And we will be talking about that at the end of this trip, okay? And then I've invited a volunteer to join us very soon. Actually, I've already seen her waiting for us over there. In the meantime, I can point you at the building over there. Actually, the smaller one, that is the typical design of Xiamen University. Okay, so let's now talk to our first guest today, a volunteer for the BRICS Summit. Let's switch on my microphone. Good afternoon. Thank you for waiting us.
Good afternoon.
Can you introduce yourself to the viewers?
Hey guys, I'm Yang Yihan, and I'm the English major in Xiamen University, the College of Foreign Language and Culture. I have just finished my freshman year of university.
Oh, so this is going to be your second year.
Yeah.
And you choose, instead of going home for your summer vacation, you choose to stay in university to be a volunteer. Can you tell us why? Why you make that decision?
Well, there are mainly 2 reasons. The first reason is that the BRICS Summit itself attracts me a lot. Mm-hmm. I think it is a fantastic opportunity for me to improve myself, and also it's a great chance for me to broaden my horizon, to maybe I can feel the cultural difference and
between different countries, maybe.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a vast university, and we just finished exploring a corner of it. How about we just walking around, and you can show us some of the best parts you like and about your campus. Can you hold this for me? And when
okay.
you talk to the camera, when you talk to me, you can just point at the microphone
Thank you.
as you mouth your welcome in. I heard that there are about 2,000 volunteers. I mean, your fellow volunteers who will be working with you for the summit.
Yeah.
But there were 30,000 applying for it.
Yeah.
So there must be some sort of very kind of difficult training you must been through. So can you tell us a bit about your training? What kind of training you've received in order to be a qualified volunteer?
Well, at the very beginning, we fill in forms to participate in it, and after that, we have to pass 2 tests. The first one is about the background knowledge of the 5 BRICS countries.
Oh.
And also, we have to pass the fitness test. Yeah.
Okay.
Girls have to finish the running for 800 meters, while boys.
Oh, you have sport test.
Yeah.
So I would assume that this job of being a volunteer is physically demanding. It's not an easy task.
Yeah. So after that, we have several interviews in our colleges or in the universities. And after that, we started our courses for volunteer training. And
what are those courses about? What did they involve?
some of them are some classes.
Language?
Yeah, languages, language, and also the culture of those 5 BRICS countries.
Do you know what kind of job you will do during the summit?
Actually, I don't know, but
what kind of jobs are there?
Some of them are working for making the ID badge, the pass card, and also some of them are serving for those media friends.
Like me.
Yeah, and some of them.
I can guarantee that so far you've done an excellent job of serving media friends.
Yeah, some of them went to the designated hotels to do some.
Like a tour guide.
Yeah.
So which job you prefer to do?
I'd like to maybe.
If you can confident that with me.
Well, just now I've said that I'm an English major, so I want to.
Be a translator, maybe.
Maybe if I can, I want to.
Your English is great, better than mine actually.
Thank you. I want to serve for the communication between foreign guests and our Chinese staff. Yeah.
Do you have any kind of aspiration for your future? Because you're about to, maybe it's still too early to talk about that. You talk about your future. You're still kind of, you're still about to enter your second year in the university. But what would you like to do in the future? Like after you graduate?
Maybe being a teacher?
A teacher.
Well, during the course of volunteers training, sometimes maybe I'm the teacher of those my fellow volunteers
okay.
Because we have some classes for listening skills and oral English skills training, and sometimes I guide them to finish it.
I'm sure you will have a bound experience to share those experiences with your future students. So my last question for you is BRICS countries, Brazil, India, Russia, South Africa, and China. I mean, for the rest of another 4 countries, which is your favorite kind of a tourist destination? If you got the means, if you have the time, opportunity to go visit them, which one you go first?
Maybe Brazil.
Are you a football fan?
No.
Oh,
I'd like to.
That's hurtful. That's really hurtful for football fans viewers.
Well, actually, I want to say that I'm not a football fan now, but
You will be one after the
yeah,
trip.
I want to know it, to get familiar with it. And also, besides, I want to join their carnival festival. I think it's a great chance to let different people, regardless of their nationalities, their human races, different colors, we just dance together. It's a great chance for us to get close to each other. So I like it.
Are you nervous now? Because it's just a couple of days away from the summit, from the real big event. Are you nervous?
Yeah, because I'm not not sure of my future job, my voluntary job.
What you will do?
What I will do in the near future. So I have to be well prepared to.
That's the attitude.
Yeah. So.
If I ask you to explain the spirit of volunteers, to use maybe one word, what would you say? What do you believe? In your opinion, what is the most important thing about being a volunteer here with the university?
I think maybe enjoy.
Enjoy it.
Because I don't want to use some. I want to do the voluntary service because I like it. I enjoy it. So that's all. Nothing is more important.
Thank you. Let's keep that attitude. I think you will do a best. We're doing an excellent job. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Good luck with it.
And enjoy the.
I will. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
See ya. Thanks for the volunteer, Miss Yang. Now we've arrived. Well, I must say this alley is beautiful. Look at the shade, and on my on my, I think the right hand, the building that is what I just said. It's typical of this university. It has a traditional Chinese way of design on the roof. It's tiled, and there's a kind of the point top, and then it's just the tiles covering like in a triangular form the entire building. Whereas for the trunk of the building, you can see it's in a Western style with this corridor, very, very long corridor and passage, and also the columns. It's what we call the Roman pillar. And this is, I was told, this is used as the hall for residents. And I've already invited the two students of the university to join us along today during today's trip to tell us a little about what the university life looks like in China, because I believe they're quite different between China and the universities in different countries. And yeah, there they are. Sorry for keeping you waiting. And can you introduce yourself a little bit to the CGTN's audiences? I can just hold this, and whenever anyone wants to talk, just point it to your mouth.
Okay, thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Okay, my name is Xiamen and my English name is Raven. I come from Xiamen, and we are grade 1 students of undergraduate students of Xiamen University.
Yeah, and my name is Xiaoning Shuang, and my English name is Joy. We are classmates.
Oh, Joy and
Raven.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit about your dormitories?
Okay, this dormitory is named Furong 1, and boys are living there because
boys are living here.
Yeah, because for the purpose of safety, girls are living there.
So I think what they say is that now in China, in most Chinese universities, the students are still living in separate dormitories, hall and residence, in accordance to the gender. There's still kind of a gender separation when it comes to dormitories, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Do you like it that way?
I think it's
more
okay.
safe.
More safe, safer.
Oh, we feel safe because but now we have moved from this campus to Haiyun campus, and the opposite of our building is boys live there, so we feel a bit embarrassed. Yeah.
Embarrassed because you live closer now.
Yeah, and you even can see boys wash their clothes or hang their clothes there.
So you can observe the male students doing their laundry.
Yeah.
And do you feel kind of a little bit awkward about that?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
if I can
little.
share you with some experience of me studying in the UK, I was for 1.5 years. Can you believe if I tell you that in the UK that male and the female students they can share a residence? Well, they will live in separate rooms, of course,
Yeah.
but they can share a same kind of flat.
Yep, actually, some of my classmates they become exchange students and they study abroad. And when they come back, they tell me about this.
So can you believe that? I mean, do you think it's okay?
Yeah,
I think it's okay.
Oh my God! Yes.
It depends on where you are.
Yeah, and it's just because of the different cultural background. And in China, we always share a more traditional
way of
culture.
thinking. Okay,
Yeah,
I understand. So which way shall we go if we're going to kind of turn around the campus? This way or that way? If I'm going to see maybe some your canteen in the Shitang.
This way is more close.
Okay, so normally when you kind of give us some details about your life, your day. Like when it's in the morning, you're about to have your class. What do we do first? Like apart from getting up out of bed, of course, and wash your teeth, brushing, and what do we do next?
Go to the canteen to eat breakfast.
You don't cook yourself.
No, we cannot cook.
You don't
because
have any.
for safety.
Okay, another safety issue. You cannot. I mean, do you prefer to cook yourself actually, or you prefer to eat someone else?
I prefer to eat at canteen because I cannot cook.
And you don't have
Okay.
to wash bowls.
Oh.
But sometimes handmade food are more delicious, and because you made it by your hands and you taste it.
So, tell us something about your the university cuisine. What you eat normally?
Kung Pao chicken,
I mean, the Kumao chicken.
Sha Cha noodles.
Oh, second, I mean that one is very local. But
Yeah.
Kung Pao chicken isn't that Sichuan food?
Yep, and there are many typical Chinese food in our canteen because we have students from across China, so they prepare food for every region.
Okay. Oh, there's a bit noisy around. Let's move a bit fast.
Okay.
Yeah. If you can have the camera to look at that pound over there. I know it's a bit noisy. I think it's the campus workers. So they're trimming the grass.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that pound over there, that lake? What is the name of it?
Furong Lake. The lake?
Yep.
Yeah, Furong Lake.
Is it? Two ladies just told me that name of that lake is the Hibiscus Lake, and if we can get a bit closer, maybe
we can.
Yeah, let's ask the cameraman to get a bit closer to the lake. I was told that is one of the most famous kind of sites in the university. Is that?
Yeah.
Many tourists take picture there.
What is special about it, the lake? Yeah, this would give us a better view of the lake. Sorry? Oh, wow. They say that you can see black swan.
Yeah, black swans. There are how many black?
Four.
We cannot remember the number of it, but there is a story about it.
It's a present from Xiamen government.
Yes, Xiamen government.
You can speak in. 你们可以用中文告诉我，如果有一点点困难没关系。
是厦门市政府送给那个厦门大学的一个礼物，就
Oh,
送了黑天鹅，送了，好像送了8只，然后思明校区有4只，然后嘉庚还是翔安也有。
So the black swans, gift from the local government to the university, and the full pass of them. And because now we're touring the main campus of the Xiamen University, so probably we can see, well, if the sunshine isn't too bright, then probably we can see at least one pan of the black swans. Actually, this view is really, really beautiful. Now it's almost 5:15. Yeah, and we can stay, or I have to let my cameraman to be careful, don't fall into the lake. Maybe we can show the round of it. 林峰可以展示一下这个环境。Yeah, I was just asking the cameraman to give you a general view of the environment here. It's really beautiful.
有时候会办一些活动。
Oh, and this is square. It's a little tiny square. Sometimes it's the university will throw some activities here. 什么样的活动呢？
音乐队会在这边表演。
哦。
还有之前有一个
合唱
艺术学院的那个
时装秀，
有一个时装秀在这里。
So mainly it's gigs, all sorts of gigs, even fashion shows will be held in this square. It's really, I mean, because you cannot smell in the air. They're just trimming the grass, so I can smell that fresh smell of the grass. Okay, let's 往这边走。
Okay.
You know, I graduated from 我是在北方毕业，在北方读的大学。我的大学可能没有这么大，然后绿化也没有这么好。I said that I graduated from northern China, and my university is relatively smaller than this one. So I have to say I'm a little bit jealous of you, of you guys here. And let's go back to an original subject about your life.
Yeah.
Maybe not every one of CGTN's viewers knows about this, but I can tell them that the college entrance exam, 高考, the Chinese college entrance exam is not very easy to pass. Actually, the competition is very, very sometimes cutthroat. So Xiamen University is one of the best universities in China.
Yeah.
If you can pass the college entrance exam and get admitted to the university, it says that you must be very good. 用中文说，你们一定是学霸。You're very good students. So do you feel a difference between college life and your high school life? Maybe during your high school, you just every day and night you will put a lot of effort in studying. Does that change now? 就是你们现在的大学生活会不会很轻松？
我觉得厦门大学是一个浪漫的大学，但是它并不安逸。并没有想象中那么。
They told me that this is a campus of romance. You have all sorts of romantic elements, but maybe it has a relaxing environment or atmosphere. But you have to kind of put equally much effort into the courses. 是这样吗？
是。
If you don't study very hard, you are probably to be left behind, far away. So you have to work really, really hard to catch up with others.
What would happen to you if you fell behind with your courses? Do you still have exams in university?
Yep.
Yeah.
What would happen if you, God forbid, failed them? 如果你们挂科了怎么办
？We haven't had this experience.
So let's. Is this the way we're going to the canteen? 我们是去这个位置。So let's sum up so far what we got about your life here. So every day you get up, you leave your bed, and brush your teeth, wash your face, and then you set for the canteen to eat your breakfast.
Yeah.
And I assume that you don't cook at all. You demonstrate for safety reason.
Yeah.
So. But you need to do your laundry yourself, right? Okay, what we are waiting to.
Yeah, we have to do the laundry.
So yeah, do you need to do your laundry by hand or this laundry room?
No, we have
washing machine.
Washing machine.
Okay, so that means.
But it's usually we wash the clothes by ourselves.
Without using the washing machine.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't need to cook, but you do the laundry yourself.
Yeah.
And is there any other kind of hard work except for doing your course that you can think of? 就是除了做饭、洗衣之外，就其他任何让你们觉得很辛苦的事吗？在大学里 ，Any other things that make you feel kind of that's comfortable about university?
We don't. Actually, we don't. I don't think it's very hard because you have to do these things. You have to live by yourself, independently. Then you can grow up. That's the meaning of college life, I think.
So for most of CGTN audiences living outside China, you may not yet have an idea about the Chinese university life. I mean, students here, they don't cook, but sometimes they do their laundry on their own. But they have washing machines. This depends on if they like to use them. So mainly, I mean, the life from the Chinese university here in a campus which is typical of a Chinese university is relatively, well, relaxing, but they still have a lot of hard work to do in order to achieve acceptable either grades or results in their course to graduate. Thank you for your company. Thank you for sharing with us your experience so far with college. I mean, which year are you on now? 你们现在是几年级？
即将研一。
要读研究生。
对。
They're about to do the postgraduate degree. Thank you for sharing with us, and good luck with your future life.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you. Okay, so now we've learned a little bit about university's life, and if you're just tuning with us, here is a CGTN Live with Dean Yang. I'm now walking in the campus of Xiamen University, which has the reputation to be the most beautiful campus in China, and also Xiamen is the host city for the upcoming BRICS Summit. And the reason that we're touring here, apart from that this university is beautiful, is that some volunteers for the BRICS Summit actually either graduates or students of this university. Now we're approaching to the center of the Ximen campus of the university, because Xiamen University has 4 campuses, 3 of them located in the city, and the other one is in Malaysia. So that makes Xiamen University the first ever Chinese native university that's established a overseas campus. Okay, so I was told by my guests previously that this is the canteen, university canteen. I need to remind you a little bit. I'm just told by my 2 guests that in Chinese universities they don't cook. They don't cook on their own because of the safety issues. Because China has a quite large population, and they have relatively been compared to the universities you see in, for example, in the UK or in the US. It has a crowded dormitories or the hall of residence. So most of the students, they dine in a canteen. Because of the signal issues, we probably not be able to show you the totally inside of it, but maybe we can peek a little bit into the canteen here. I will ask my cameraman just to show you a little bit the surrounding in the university canteen. It just looks like this. Yeah, normally they would just sell food. They will use the canteen card to swipe on the 下面好了告我一声。
Consensus building in the making. What would this mean for the world economy and future global governance? Join us for a special coverage of the 9th BRICS Summit in Xiamen, only on CGTN. Five major emerging economies meet in China at a critical juncture. As globalization stands at a crossroads and trade liberalization hits the buffers. 10 years into the partnership, BRICS members are now seeking greater cooperation to navigate through the uncertainties. Consensus building in the making. What would this mean for the world economy and future global governance? Join us for a special coverage of the 9th BRICS Summit in Xiamen, only on CGTN.
Welcome back to CGTN Live with Din Yang. We are walking in the campus of Xiamen University, which is the most beautiful campus in China, and I'm joined by two junior students of Xiamen University. Can you introduce yourself to our audiences, please?
Hello, we are junior students in Xiamen University. My name is Wang Naijia.
My name is Fang Chensheng.
So what course are you doing? 就是你们现在在学的专业是？
我们学的专业是英语。
Okay. 你们都学的是英语专业。So they're doing English course at the moment. 你可以告诉一下我们的观众，就是咱们现在在哪儿 ？So where are we now?
我们现在是在厦门大学的凌云路上，就这条路叫凌云路。然后我们现在要前往的是情人谷和思源谷。
左边这边是男生的一个宿舍区，凌云宿舍区。
哦。
然后右边这边是我们学校这边的公寓办，就是负责管理学校的学生的住宿等一些情况的地方。
Okay, I will translate for you. Now we are walking on a street that's named Lingyun Lu. I think Lingyun means above the cloud. I mean, you can get the gist of the name, of the meaning of the name. And actually, we're walking in a mountain, and believe it or not, maybe you cannot see it with the camera, but kind of behind those trees, there's a dormitory area. It's for 是男生宿舍对吗？ It's for male students. And in China, girl students and boy students in university, they still live in separate residence halls. And this side is some administrators. 能告诉我们这条路是要去哪里吗？
这条路是要走到那个我们的思源谷，就是凌云水库。
If we could keep walking, which we are doing now, our destination is a reservoir. It's an artificial pond. Its name is Valentine's Lake, if I directly translate. And as its name implies, it must have been a very famous place for kind of university couples. 是不是有很多人去那边约会？所以
对，因为它最开始是叫思源谷，它是一个校友捐赠的，就捐赠了一个水库，然后起名为思源谷，是饮水思源的意思。
Okay, so now it's changed the reservoir has changed its name to 思源. It means roughly translated from Chinese to English is a pound of gratitude. It has the name, I think, because of be careful, there's a vehicle coming. It has that name because the university would like to, with this name, to teach the students that always be gratitude to those who've been helping you.
现在右手边的那个就是女生宿舍。
Yeah, there's residence for girl students. What 你们怎么看这个？就是男生女生分开住，因为在国外一些宿舍里面，男生女生可以 share， 可以住在同一个宿舍楼里。
因为男女生宿舍分开住的原因，其实有一点是因为我们学校有游客其实还是比较多的。然后男女生宿舍分开，然后有一个宿舍区的话，其实比较保障大家的安全。
I just got another reason for the separation of students of different genders. And apart from that, there is a kind of convention in China that this university, like I said, is the most beautiful campus in China, and a lot of tourists are coming, visiting every year, every day. That's why they would like to guarantee the safety and the security of the dormitories for students. That's why they still have the separation. 如果我们要去情人谷的话，我想问一下，就是为什么他们学生会选择去那里约会 ？I just asked them why students in the university like to kind of date around a restaurant, a pound, rather than kind of going to the cafe or restaurant or cinema or something. 他们为什么会选择去那里约会？
我觉得其实。最重要的一个原因肯定是因为景色好嘛，就景色比较美。但其实大家可以看到，厦门大学当中景色美的地方其实是很多的。那大家选情人谷的另外一个原因，可能就是因为相对比较远吧，所以可能人比较少。对。
Okay, so the reason that students the girls and their boyfriends and the couples like to date near or around that pound we're about to see is that because it's a little bit kind of far away from the center of the university, so it's quiet. It has this very tranquil environment. I think that's 我想问你们也去那里面去那边有去约会过吗？
我们不是，
还没有，
我们不是。
我知道yeah, I need to clarify on this. They are not a couple. They're not a girlfriend and boyfriend. 但是你们觉得那个地方真的适合，就是因为你们很年轻，你们是95后，甚至96后，你们更喜欢喧闹的地方，还是更喜欢这样寂静的地方？
我觉得不同的人的喜欢的类型是不一样的吧。然后有的人会比较喜欢在比较繁华的地方，就是比较可以吃喝玩玩。然后有的同学会比较喜欢选择在比较寂静的地方，然后两个人可以比较说一些自己的悄悄话之类的。
I think that depends. That depends on your personality or characteristics. Some people like some place quiet and tranquil, while others, they prefer to have a little bit more kind of a modern way of dating. And I keep asking about this because we like to show a little bit what a Chinese university life looks like. And in some area of China, and for college students to date with each other, there's still, for some conservative group of people, there's still something that they would frown upon. 你们作为年轻的大学生，你们觉得现在大学生约会，就是谈恋爱，你们觉得这是一件可以接受的事吗？I just ask them if they believe it's acceptable for young college students to date with each other, and I ask that only against the background that in China some conservative group still disagree with this kind of conduct. 你们怎么看？
我觉得肯定是支持的吧，因为。就大学其实是一个很重要的成长阶段，而且它就是我们所谓常说的小社会嘛。那在你进入社会之后，你又不可能永远都谈恋爱，对不对？这是肯定要经历的事情。
So they believe that a university, although it's relaxing, although the environment is beautiful, it's a romantic spot. It's still a mini society. It has all the necessary features of a society. If you're going to grow up in a society, then probably you should use your life in university as a rehearsal, so that you would understand all the things about the future you're about to face. 那你们觉得你们的家长会有这方面的担忧吗？他们是会鼓励你们在大学去尽可能的体会更多的经历，还是说他们也会让你们更谨慎小心？ I just ask them if the parents, in general, an approval of that they try different experience in university, or actually they would suggest them be cautious about what they're about to do.
我是觉得最重要的是顺其自然。
对，然后像高中的或中学时代的时候，大家肯定都是以学业为主，但是到大学，父母的话肯定是会鼓励大家去尝试一些新的东西，但是不是说轻率地开始一段关系，是慎重的开始关系之后去接触一些新的经验，然后可以就是提升，算自己的一种提升吧。
Sorry, we maybe run into some technical glitches, and we're trying to fix it. If you miss the signal, I'll suggest that we just wait a little bit. Are we still online? And now I'm talking to my producer at my office. Summer, are we still online? My colleagues at office doesn't seem to be responding. Okay, if you're just tuning in, Here is a CGTN Live with Din Yang. We are walking in the most beautiful campus. Oh, be careful, there's a car coming. We're walking in the most beautiful campus of a university in China, which is Xiamen University. We are walking in its Ximen campus, and Xiamen University has 4 campuses, including one in Malaysia, and the other 3 in Xiamen. And Xiamen is the host city for the upcoming BRICS Summit. That's the reason we are here. Some of the BRICS events, some of the volunteers for the BRICS Summit are from this university, and we, while touring in the beautiful campus, talking to 2 junior students of the university, they just give us a picture and a taste of life, of how it looks like to live and study in the Chinese university. And to pick up the subject where, before we run into that technical glitch, we were talking about if the parents, which could be disapproval of the live in a relatively liberal life university, if they're going to approve such a, you kind of run a little bit wild in university. 你们觉得你们的父母会有点担心你们在学校里面的生活过于自由吗？
我觉得不会的，因为大学的生活并不是说大家想象中那么轻松，学业上的压力，还有一些学生工作上的活动，其实是把大家的生活填得很充实的。所以呢，其实并不会说太过安逸或太过自由，大家其实是在有条不紊的生活，但是还可以同时学到很多新的人生经验跟经历。
Although I think it is a stereotyping. A friend just told me that in China, although some people still believe that because the students, they had a very kind of hard time to get past the college entrance exam, and so once they enrolled into they were admitted into the university, they can suddenly kind of loosen up a little bit, and they don't need to be worried about hard work. But that is not true. For most of students studying, not just in this campus, in this university, but across China, they still face a lot of hard work. They need to put quite a lot of effort into studying in order to kind of secure a graduation, in order to secure a future. And the reason we're walking on in the mountain within this campus and towards all the way to that little pond just over there is because that pond lake is used to be called the Valentine's Lake. And we talked about one of kind of the thorny issues in university's life, and some of the parents of the university students may be a little bit hesitate to talk to the children, which is the children kind of dating in the university. And my 2 friends just told me that their parents don't have any issue with them dating in university, although some part of China remains a conservative area. There's still the conservative culture is still predominant. Thank you for your company so far. It's quite of a walk in the mountain. The uphill walk is really enjoyable, and the surrounding is beautiful. And thank you for the help. Thank you for the introduction about the campus. Thank you. It's good to meet you guys, and keep up with good work. Thank you. Bye. Okay, we'll keep walking towards the destination of this trip. This is CGTN Live, and I'm Din Yang. I'm walking in the campus of Xiamen University, which has the reputation to be the most beautiful campus in China. And we're approaching the lake, which used to be called the Valentine's Lake, because lots of students from this university like to kind of date in this area. And my 2 college student friends just told me the reason they like to visit here is because this place is relatively kind of far away from the center of the university, and it's quiet. It has beautiful views. It has a very large but peaceful pond. That's why the college couples, the student couples, they like to come here and enjoy the beautiful view here, enjoy the peace and the tranquility. Actually, it's very easy for you to grasp that. If I can ask my cameraman to show you the surrounding. 来，我们看一下周围的环境。I think sometimes those things you're seeing with the camera is beyond language. I mean, I'm a native Chinese, and I live in a culture that believes the combination of a mountain and a water is the best view, and nothing can beat. And if you're familiar with the Chinese culture and traditional Chinese painting, you can see this combination is the recurring subject matter in those artworks. And I'm now just looking at this beautiful view, and probably at the best time of the day to enjoy this view, this landscape in the most beautiful campus in China. And at this last stop of the little trip today, I'd like to talk to some senior member of the university about not just the campus, but education. Because this is a university, and because of the BRICS Summit event that's going to be held in this city, there must be an aspect about education that we can learn from this combination of mountain and water. Something that we can understand through our trip with here in the university. And I'd like to introduce my last company today, Mr. Zhang Longhai. He is a professor and dean of the College of Foreign Languages and Cultures within the university.
Hi,
Professor,
nice to meet you.
You too. And sorry for keep you waiting for us. It's quite a long journey from the bottom to the mountain.
Sorry, so hot today.
Yeah, I'm all sweat again. And now I need to. Can you hold this? Yeah,
hold this one.
Yeah, while talking, you can just talk to the microphone. And can you tell us a little bit about the university?
Shall we stand this way?
Yeah, shall we just walk around a little bit?
Walk around or stay here. You can see now here this one. So many now here canoes here.
How about? Do you think we can? 我们在这里坐的会不会好看一点
Which one is better? To sit here or to go over there?
Let's let's just here. Oh, what is that? What is that event? What are they doing?
Well, now here this is called. Well, we may say that's now canoeing or kayaking. That's now one kind of sport event now here for
it's a sport
university students. Yeah. And now they are practicing here. Okay.
So it's like a boating on Cambridge.
Yeah, right. Some boating, something like that. Yeah.
So can you tell us something about the spirit of the university, and something that was special about the Xiamen University that makes it so special in China?
Well, the spirit of Xiamen University now here, first that's now here revolution, because now here you see Xiamen University actually share the same age as our Communist Party. It was founded in 1921 by Mr. Tenkaki, the renowned Chinese, overseas Chinese leader. And the second spirit that's this now here, scientific now here research spirit. You see now here, an institute now here usually may have a lot of professional people here and who have their kind of who are engaged in this kind of research, so they need this kind of science now here spirit, and also now here hard working and something like that. Okay,
I did a little bit of research before I came to this tour about the overseas students from China and those students from other countries to China. Like over the course of 68 years, a total number of 1.6 million overseas students have come to China from different countries across the world. And that is about 25,000 per year. But in the UK alone, during the school year from 2012 to 2013, about 56,000 Chinese students had registered with a British higher education institution. I mean, we can see the gap. So why China still kind of behind? I mean, in terms of higher education and receiving over students and falling behind the UK or America?
Well, that's a very interesting topic. First, so far Chinese people, they still think or tend to think that, well, things in the West perhaps would be better than those in China, such as education. So that's why now here today, many Chinese outstanding students, they go abroad and continue this now higher education there. But today, with the development of our country, more and more foreign students come to study in our country. For example, now here, so far in Xiamen University, there are 1,196 international students in degree programs. And well, now here, so far, our Chinese government is also now here initiating some programs. For example, this is now Confucius Institute, okay, and Xiamen University plays a very significant role in the international promotion of Chinese language, co-establishing 16 Confucius Institutes together with the partner universities in North America, Asia, Europe, Africa, and other regions.
If we put China in the background of BRICS, together with another 4 countries within the BRICS, because of the upcoming summit, and do you think that 5 countries, in terms of higher education, do you believe that they now have an advantage over the traditional kind of stronghold, educational stronghold in, say, in the United States or in the UK? Do we have an advantage to compete with them now?
With the other BRICS countries?
With the outer BRICS country as a whole, do you think we now have an advantage to compete with education in the United States or in the UK or in Australia?
Well, suppose we want to say to compete now here with them, with the UK, with the USA, with Australia, perhaps we still have a long way to go. You see now here, BRICS, that's altogether 5 countries: China, India, Russia, Brazil, and South Africa. And these 5 economies, actually, when we put them together, perhaps now so far not so strong as that of the USA, of the UK, and of course also the European Unions. Okay, so if now we want to say we want to compete with them directly, perhaps that may be still a little bit difficult. But I hope now here, more and more now here countries from this now here 5 BRICS countries, we can go together, and of course we don't want to say we unite as one person, but we can work together, we can cooperate. So that's the theme of this now here BRICS now here summit in Xiamen. That's what, to deepen our relationship for our bright future. So how to deepen it? How to have a bright future? So suppose these now 5 countries can really cooperate. I'm sure someday now here we can compete with them. Okay.
Thank you, Professor. It's a long trip today, and along the way we've run into some technical glitch, but finally we make to the last stop of this this trip, which is the Valentine's Pound. I think, personally, I think this is the most beautiful place of the university, and I'd like to end our trip today within Xiamen University here. And I like this campus since I was a small boy, but now I think I love it even more. Not just because the campus is beautiful, but also because its location, what it symbolizes in terms of higher education. Like, we have a mountain and then a water. As per traditional Chinese culture, I mean, this is where you derive all the nutrition for human development. But also, this university is famous for the sea it faces at the front gate at the beginning of its trip we saw. So I think that is the spirit of modern education, modern higher education. We need to stand upon the rooted in the culture that it nurtures us, that it gives our life. But in the meantime, we shall never cease to look into the beyond, into the world outside. I think with that, I shall bring to an end today's live stream. Thank you for your company. Thank you for your time. This is Ding Yang with the CGTN. See you next time.